Hello and welcome to an instructional video on a complete Chan Bote facial integrated with holistic products. My name is Erica Layton, a teacher with the International School of Multireflexology, and I will be performing this technique on Coco Mitchell, a wonderful supermodel from New York City. We appreciate her time. And what you will find out of this video is ways of how to use the tools for stimulation and for cooling to improve a person's connection with their entire body and mind, and also improve their skin quality. We hope you enjoy this video and apply this tutorial explanation in your facials and in your practice. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you have a wonderful day. All right. Well, thank you very much, Coco, for coming in and helping us with this facial for instructional value for our students. We are going to be performing a Chan Bote facial with multi-reflex tools utilizing the multi-reflexology DN Chen technique. So, the first thing that I'm going to do in the facial is use a nice hydrosol in the hair. Okay? The reason why I'm doing this is because I really want to make sure that I relax the client first. So I will use the yin rake to gently massage through the hair, calm the cranial nerves, and bring relaxation to the client before I start the facial. This is a great opportunity to even chat with your facial client, talk about your day, allow them to kind of get everything that they're looking to get out of before they start relaxing into their facial. So you would do this for approximately 2 to 3 minutes, depending upon how jittery or stressed out your client is. Okay? Excellent. Very good. Also very extremely beneficial for migraines. The next thing that I'm going to do is wrap the head. Okay. Very good. Now I'm going to apply an all-natural enzyme cleanser. Okay.
What kind of cleanser?
This is the B vitamin, vitamin B by One Love. But any kind of nice natural cleanser is great. Okay. Okay. And I'm gonna just massage it into the skin. It's an enzyme cleanser, but it's also a moisturizing cleanser. Okay, so just a little facial massaging. At this point, it's a perfect time to look for the different lines and marks, moles that you see on the face, in order to ask the questions of what could possibly be going on inside of the body, right? We're gonna be touching the skin and feeling for different textures in and through this area. So as I'm feeling in through here, there could be a little bit of tension in through the neck and shoulder areas where we wanna be looking for things, okay? I'm looking out here on the edges of the eyes for possible challenges with vision. Okay, so I'm feeling a little bit of tension in through here, so I could ask the question if there was any challenges in the eyes at all for Coco.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, feeling in the chin. Okay, checking out for any kind of digestive issues. Okay. Once you've taken an inventory of your client and you've confirmed some of your interpretations. Okay, we're going to look at getting rid of the excess. Okay, and this is when you're going to start with the Yang protocol. As technicians, we typically use the double Yang roller, and we're going to start on the neck. Okay, rolling back and forth, light pressure. Okay, letting the weight of the tool do all of the work. We are going to want to cross hatch, so you're going to go out on the neck, but you're also going to come up on the neck. Okay. This Yang portion should take you between 5 and 7 minutes on the face. Okay. Good. Making sure that you get both sides. Very good. It's perfectly fine to say, is this pressure feel good for you? Mm-hmm. Good. Okay, especially when you're practicing. So we're going to go across and we're going to go up. Yeah. You can go in the middle, and then we're going to come up and off the jawline area. Okay. And what tool are we going to use to concave or contour the jawline after this? The 207. Okay. So still using the Yang component, we're going to move to the 207 and contour the jawline, releasing tensions in through the jaw. Okay. Coming up to where the ear meets the face. Doing both sides of the jaw, back and forth. Very good. I'm going to put the concave down because I'm now moving to the flatter surface. So I'll take my double Yang ball again, starting in the middle of the chin. I'm going to come along the jawline, up to the ear and back, following the contours of the face. I'm going to come into the mouth area on either side, getting into that adrenal area and digestive area, coming up to the temple zone, and then following the contour of the cheeks or the zones of the lungs. I'm going to come up, generally a little close to the eye, but not so close. Okay, and following the contour of the eye, back up to the temple. A little pause and break, lift, and then go to the other side and complete the exact same motion on this side of the face. Coming into the mouth. So Yang is going to increase the microcirculation, bring the fats up from the deeper layer of the skin. It's going to increase the blood flow, which is going to help with cellular turnover, increase elasticity. Okay. Back and forth motions, light pressure in very delicate strokes, just like you're painting on the face like an artist. Okay. Then we're gonna move to the forehead. I'm gonna start in the neck and shoulder zone, coming straight up, covering just the middle of the forehead here. Okay? 2 or 3 times. And then we're gonna go horizontally from the middle of the forehead out to the temple where we ended off with the last motion. Okay, again, short, nice strokes covering the entire forehead. The short strokes are gonna allow you to increase the microcirculation at a much more rapid pace than long strokes, okay? You can do your long strokes, but do it after you see that pinky tone or that flush tone in the face. Making sure that we get onto that orbit bone. Okay, good. And out to the temple. Repeat on the other side. We start with yang because we want to prepare the soil. We also start with yang because we want to boost the chi in our client's face, to give them energy and to help when we go later on working the points that we have some chi that we're going to direct to help diminish some of the blockages that we've found on the body through our interpretations. Okay. And out to the side. I'm going to go back to my concave roller, and at this point I'm going to perform the dark circle and puffy eye portion of the yang portion. So I'm going to start on the top contour of the eyebrow, following the eyebrow out to the temple. Small, quick strokes. And I'm going to perform this for about 1 minute. How does that feel?
Amazing.
Good. Okay. Then I'm going to come to underneath the eye. So I'm going to complete one eye and then move to the other eye. It's not necessarily important which eye you start with first. It's just more important to follow the contour and end at the temple area. Okay, touch the face. So we want to increase blood flow into the eye region to help with that yin look of the dark circles or the puffiness of the eyes. So it's really rolling yang, which is going to be different from a lot of other tools that you see on the market. Our yang is what helps to really increase and boost that chi. Moving to the other eye. So I use a gel type of mask in mine because it allows me to work some of the points while the mask gets settled. Okay, what you choose to do in your own facial, you can do this facial 100% without products as well. You would just follow the exact same steps of what I'm doing right now, just without product. The only thing that I would recommend is when you get to the facial massage aspect of it, you'll apply a little bit of oil for the slip factor. And underneath. Okay. Following the contour. It is really good to practice using both of your hands. It will probably take you between 10 and 15 people to really get comfortable with using your left hand. But as a practitioner, it will make things a lot more balanced for you in your own body. Okay, so now I've finished the yang portion of this. This is when I'm going to apply my mask, and I'm doing so right over top of the cleanser. Okay. Get this off. I made sure they were super tight.
Okay.
Thank you. Traveling with products is always. Okay. So for this sake, I'm just gonna pour some in my hand. Again, apologize, it's cold. Okay, I'm going to apply it on the face. This is a blue tansy mask, so very good for inflammation, cooling and calming the skin. It's a very gentle and mild mask. I always recommend that people use a more gentle type of mask because you've just used a lot of yang and a lot of stimulation. We don't want to use anything too harsh on our client's skin. Okay. Okay. Good. It's nice, even coverage. Okay. So now, while I let this mask sit, this mask will generally take about 10 to 15 minutes, which gives me enough time to work all of the BQC points or areas and zones that I'm going to write off for you, okay? So these are gonna be the points and areas of the face that you're going to be able to work for every single person. I'm going to first work them with the little hammer, and then I will go in with the detector tool to re-stimulate. I am first going to start with 101. First, I'm going to start with 103, the mind, to help the person reconnect with their body and with whatever everything else is going on inside of them. I'm going to do this for about 10 times. Then I'm going to move to the points 300 or the kidneys on the forehead, which you will find in the upper half of the forehead, just a couple of finger widths horizontally outwards on both sides. Then I'm going to incorporate points 124, which you will find in the middle of the forehead and outwards on the face. This is to help with the nervous system. As in Western medicine, they say that skin conditions are caused by an imbalance of the nervous system and stress on the body. So these points are essential in treating a person's stress and tension levels. Then I'm going to move to points 34. And of course, I'm just working in the zones of these areas. It's important to coach your clients as you're walking through this, that if there is any kind of extreme tenderness, that it's okay. It means that we're working out a blockage in the body. So this area is very important for neck and shoulder tension. Then I'm going to work into the zone of the heart to help with circulation, to help with emotions of the heart. And I'm going to move down the back into unblocking the diaphragm and working in through the solar plexus. Moving on to the lung zone. On the right side of the body, we'll find the lung zone, moving down slightly into the liver zone and outwards into the gallbladder zone. Moving over to the left side of the face, we're going to do the lung zone, the stomach zone, and the spleen zone. Moving down into the nasal labia and in the middle of the lip, we will find the points for the adrenals and the large intestine or immune system. Moving across the upper lip, we're going to get into the zones of the pancreas, the libido point in the middle here to help with cervical lubrication. Across and into the other zone of the large intestine and immune system zones, along with the adrenals. After this, we're going to come into the bladder points and the small intestine points. And we're just going to tap in these zones. This is a very good beginner detector. You're just going to tap into the zones. Okay, you don't have to worry about working into the specific areas of the face. Perfect. Then I'm going to go through and work with the detector tool in those exact areas, holding each point for approximately 5 to 10 seconds. So again, I'm going to come into the 103. Okay. How does that pressure feel for you?
I don't even feel it.
Okay. So, there. How does that feel?
Fine.
It's okay?
I don't feel it, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe because I do this at home.
Yeah, maybe. But it doesn't feel painful then?
No.
That's the most important part, is that we're not experiencing pain.
No.
Okay. Then moving into points 300. Okay. And the other point 300. Still feeling okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So do you feel like you were feeling the effects of the little hammer a little more?
Yes.
Okay, so it's important to ask your clients because sometimes they might prefer one style of stimulation over the other. Okay, into the other point 124, we're not looking to damage the skin, puncture the skin, or cause any bruising. 124 on the left. Coming into the 34 region or the neck and shoulder region. Again, it's not extremely important that we get on the exact same specific spot because we're working the zones. Okay. In through 8. Okay. Notice how I'm using a finger to help me stay steady on the skin so that my detector isn't moving or slipping. Coming down to 189 to help with the solar plexus and unblock the diaphragm. Okay. Into the lung points to help moisturize and soften the skin, because in traditional Chinese medicine, the lungs govern the skin, so it's very effective to use the lungs when dealing with any skin condition. specifically the lungs on the left, because that is the yin side of the face. We're going to use this side more so for hydrating and calming the skin. Okay. Coming into the liver for detoxification and assimilation. Move slightly over for the gallbladder for helping lubrication in the intestines and absorption and digestion of fats. In through the large intestine and immune system and adrenals. Into the stomach. Is there any tenderness in there at all? Okay. Into the spleen. Again, the large intestine on this side. And the adrenals.
I feel the adrenals more.
You feel the adrenals more. Can you describe what it feels like to you? Is it pain or just tenderness? Or just a sensation?
It's just a sensation.
Okay. Perfect. Coming into the middle of the upper lip for the libido point and for all hormonal issues and the pancreas. The small intestine.
That hurts.
Okay. So is it possible that there could be some nutrient absorption challenges? She could, because it's a lack of yang, so maybe she's cold more often than warm. Okay. So we could investigate this a little bit further and ask her questions behind the tenderness. And then we're going to come into the bladder. This will make the final point that we'll detect before we take off the mask. So in order to remove the mask, we're going to get a towel of warm water and place it over her face. Okay. Excellent. How are you feeling?
I think the intestines and the bladder are that really kind of like, wow.
A little more spicy, hey? Okay, so that will help us to have a further conversation about possible digestion, possible elimination. Okay? All right. How's that mask feeling on you?
It feels good.
Good. So then, we're going to, are you okay if I put this over your eyes?
Yeah.
Did you want to use this, Erica? These are women-wear towels. Is that too big? Looks like the poor girls being mummified.
It's okay.
Mummified.
Okay. Lightly over here like so. Maybe the heaviness is maybe comforting. Okay. Oops. Oh. Okay. So then we're just going to let this sit for a bit. Now we're going to remove the mask. Okay. This is a really hard to maneuver towel. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to... So we do the mask after the yang process because it fits into the category of yang. It's also stimulating, moving, flushing. Okay.
question.
Yes.
So as you're wiping everything away, everything, like as you're on the top, like now you're on the forehead, you're going into the hairline to get it out, and when you're on the neck, you're trying to going out like this. Is this what you're trying to just get rid of?
Yeah, I'm just removing the mask in a sort of an aesthetic way. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so now I'm going to apply my toner. So I'm just gonna give some nice spritzes. Okay. Good. And now I'm going to move on to my yin component of rolling on the face. Okay, so now that I have invigorated and brought all of the nutrients to the surface, I want to disperse them in order for an even coverage of hydration. And I want to utilize her new improved collagen to fill in any wrinkles, fill in any lines. And I'm also going to use yin to disperse any hyperpigmentations. Okay, coming up on the neck, again using that back and forth motion. Going out on the neck, but also sideways on the neck. Again, both sides. Okay. Getting further back onto the neck feels really good for your client as well. Okay. And then coming up and off the neck, getting into the jaw. Okay. Again, this should take you anywhere from between 7 and 10 minutes. I always say that to do a little bit more yin, because that's going to be your hydration, your plumping, and your filling the wrinkle time. Okay. All in a lifting motion. I'm just going to quickly fix this. Okay. Then coming and doing in the exact same zones and the exact same place as we did previously with the yang. Along the jawline up to where the ear meets the face. Back and towards the lips in order to get into the digestion and adrenal zone. Up to the temple and across the cheekbone. Okay. Letting the weight of the tool do all of the work. This is going to feel especially very nice after you've done the mask. The tool will feel a lot more cool and calming on the face. Okay, and repeat on the other side. Coming along the jawline, in through the chin area, down through either side of the lip, up to the temple, and then again onto the cheekbone area. Okay. Now again, going onto the forehead. Gonna start in the neck and the shoulder zone. Rolling up and down in the middle of the forehead about 3 times. And then moving out on the forehead. Okay. It's easier and better if you do smaller strokes, okay? Some people will go like this and then come back. It doesn't necessarily feel so good on the brain, so just do little sections as you move out. Okay, little section, and just as we noticed earlier, it's okay to do long strokes after this as well. Feels very pleasant on the face. Okay, so okay, repeat on the other side of the face. It happens more often than not that some people, I'm almost done, are asleep by this point in their facial. It's totally normal. Okay? You would feel or you would think that perhaps of the points and zones that we did would liven and waken them up. However, what it's doing is it's connecting the brain with their body. It's connecting their mind and their emotions with what's going on inside of the body. So it really takes them into a meditative type of state as well, as they connect with the intricacies of their own network. Okay? After this, you can apply your serum. So I'm going to use a little bit of hyaluronic acid, a vegan hyaluronic acid. Again, I support a local girl in my area, Pranic Forest. I suggest the same for you wherever you are as well. There's lots of beautiful products on the market that you can use to support if you choose to have products in your facial. Okay. At this time would be a good time to do a little bit of customization for your client. So I'm going to use the rake and I'm going to come in and work more onto the zone of the small intestine. Okay. I'm even gonna come up to the top lip because the small intestine is also on the top lip. Working to rebalance this entire zone. Okay, also coming down with the rake. I could use the small brush in this circumstance. I could really use any tool of my choice for here. I'm looking at the contours of my client's face to use the best tool for what's suitable for their needs. How does that feel, Coco?
Better.
Good. I'm also going to pay attention to the zone and area of the adrenals because she said that she felt those a little more. Okay. Raking down with the rake ensures that I get the entire zone and the points required. Okay. On both sides of the face. I'm also going to reinforce it by working the zone of the kidneys on the forehead, because we also have a diagram of the internal viscera on the forehead, which is the diagram of viscera you will use in cases of pregnancy. Okay, raking over the entire zone. Perfect. The customization that you will do will be between 5 and 7 minutes. After that, you're going to apply your facial oil in order to perform the Chanbote facial massage with 2 beauty pads at the same time. Okay, so I'm using just a natural face oil with a little bit of essential oils. Nothing too harsh, no chemicals. Go on the face. Okay. It's probably a good idea at this time to give your hands a little wipe, because you'll be holding the beauty pads in your in your hands and you don't want them to slip. Okay? So you're going to hold direction. Okay? We are first going to start with opening up in the bladder. Small circular motions in through the bladder. Okay, this was somewhere that she was also describing was a little tender, so I want to make sure that I massage in through there and get the entire bladder zone. Okay, and then I'm going to move to the neck. Okay, so I'm going to work in an outward direction along the neck and up to the jaw. Okay, and up and off the jaw. Okay, the beauty pads are great for increasing elasticity and also for lymphatic drainage, so it will help to reduce puffiness in the area. Okay, it does have a little bit of a stimulating factor, which is perfectly fine. Feels good. Okay, and then I'm going to start at the bladder area and come to the jaw area in sort of a figure 8 type of motion. Okay. Going up into the throat area that we talked about, that is at the location of where the bottom of the ear attaches to the face. You're going to do each of those motions minimally 5 times each. Then you're going to, while keeping as much contact on the face with the beauty pads, come up to the outsides of the mouth, following the nasal labia, turning, coming up to underneath the eye, coming out, following the contour of the face, and off the temple. Okay, giving a natural facelift into the cheek zone and draining out of the temple. This is definitely one of the client's favorites motions.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, I need another 252.
If someone's on steroids and their face is really swollen, is this all still?
Yeah, totally.
Is
This
the
would be
yang-
very, yeah.
Is the yang too much sometimes, or no, it's not fine?
The yang?
Yeah.
No, because we want to mobilize the liquids,
Okay.
right? We can still use the yang, which is why in any case, it's still beneficial to use both.
Okay.
Okay? At this point, I'm going to put my beauty pads down. Okay? And I'm going to grab 2 of the small brushes. Okay? And I'm going to do small circular motions starting at the zone of the neck and shoulders and pituitary, following up into the mind and the zone of the head. Okay. Then, so with the 2 small brushes, I'm going to start in the neck and shoulder zone. Again, sort of doing the dark circle and puffy eye routine. I'm going to come out in the first section of the forehead, following the contours, keeping as many of the prongs on the face as possible and coming off the temples. Then I'm going to move up 1 length of the beauty brush or small brush, coming from the middle, small massage-like circular movements out to the temple, moving up again. Okay. Paying attention to any areas that feel congested. Okay. The reason why I use the 2 small brushes on the forehead is because this is very good for getting away deeper wrinkles or congestion on the forehead. These are very good tools to use on the forehead. They feel delightful. Okay. Covering the entire surface, adding more hydration into the skin. Okay. I'm going to do 1 round underneath on the cheekbone. Following the contour, coming up to the temple and off. Okay. This is the tool that we're going to use with more delicate or thinner skin. Okay. And you're going to repeat this between 3 and 5 times. Okay. After that, you're going to grab your concave, and this is going to be one of the finishing movements you do on the face. You're going to perform a figure 8 in the direction of the eyebrow, starting at the middle, trying to keep the brass ball on the face surface as much as you can. And so we're going to follow the contour of the eye, coming up, twisting in your hand, coming up. So this would be to drain any fluids retaining in the eyes, reduce any tension. It's also going to add hydration to your client's eyes, and it is extremely cooling and relaxing. We're gonna do 5 figure 8s. Okay. And we'll complete our last round here. Good. It's at this point that I'm going to unwrap I'm going to lightly and gently massage into the ears. And based on auricular therapy, the whole entire body is mapped out in the ears. But in Dian Chen, we're also going to use the ears to rebalance the kidneys, the qi, and the life vitality. So it helps to warm and soothe the entire body. Okay, this will take about 20 seconds in order to feel warmth in the ears. Now I'm going to work down the middle of the head to work the zone of the red man in the hairline. Very beneficial for stimulating and relaxing the whole entire body because I'm working down essential points for relaxing the entire back body. There's also essential meridian points in here, marma points. So I'm just going little by little with a gentle press until I go as far back as I can. Allow them to take their time to get up, and if you need to assist them, grab them some water and be prepared to chat with them about the results.